Crypto fear and greed sitting at 15, aka extreme fear. However, I will still say that XRP is easily one of the strongest altcoins this season. Considering that many altcoins have already given back over 50% of its gains, XRP is still holding up significantly well. However, the main question is it enough? Now, full transparency, I have been getting out of my XRP position. I started on the loss of the weekly dynamic support, which I have been very honest with you guys about. I even came out with this video telling you that, okay, I had to sell because I was invalidated on the system. So I have been slowly trimming down my position and currently left with just 40% of my original position that I built all the way back here. These were bids spanning from 62 cents all the way up to $1.21, which we had walked through last year. Now I know, some of you guys are like, Krisha, just get on with it. Tell us, are we still looking at the $23 target? That seems to be the number one question I get on all of my comments. The $23 target, the $23 target, the $23 target, is that still in play? Now, if you guys recall, $23 was the measured move of that beautiful symmetrical triangle formation that had been building up for the past cycle since 2017. That was a very important break for XRP. So is the $23 target still in play? Well, nothing has changed with respect to that. I'm gonna stick to my guns here. For as long as we are in a bull market, yes, I will be looking at $23. However, on the flip side, if XRP gets propelled into bear market territory, I will no longer be looking at the $23 target for this cycle. So the main question that we all ought to be asking is, can this bull run actually continue for XRP? Because it's only if we see this outcome can we actually expect $23 for our cyclical target. If, however, we get propelled into a bear market, then $23 is off the table for this cycle. Now, one of the key cyclical indicators that we were looking at is none other than the golden level at $2.41. This is hinged on the monthly 10 simple moving average. And you can see that throughout every cycle, the cycle of 2017 all the way down to 2020, it was that 10 SMA that called a bear market reversal. On the next cycle of 2021, once again, it was the break of the 10 simple moving average that actually propelled XRP into bear market territory. So if we're going based on objective levels, I once again will be looking towards the monthly 10 simple moving average, currently coming in at $2.41, which is what really makes it our golden level. Now, I know, this looks ugly. You're like, Krisha, it looks like it's breaking right now. What do we do? Guys, it has not closed just yet. Even in the previous cycle of 2021, I want you guys to imagine this candle right here, which came in on the month of June 2021. This is what the candle looked like at one point in time. If I had to ask you about the probability of that candle closing over the 10 SMA or under the 10 SMA when it looked like that, you'd say, okay, there's a better chance that we actually close under. And if you didn't wait on that close and you got spooked out of the trade before you got the close, well, this is how it closed. It closed well over, only for price to then rally another 2x from there. So once again right here as well, we do not want to be jumping the gun. Always wait on confirmation. And at the very least, what confirmation will give you, more often than not, probabilistically, is a better exit. Because on the break of the 10 SMA, we often see a retest of that same level that was broken, giving us a better exit only for the bear market to continue. But it's often that we do get a better exit and also we get confirmation. We had the same thing play out right here in 2021 where we broke, came back up for the retest, giving people a better exit, only for prices to then melt down even further. So once again, confirmation is going to be key right here. Monthly 10 SMA coming in at $2.41. What are the chances that XRP breaks down even more? Well, for that, get into the dashboard. Volatility readings on the 4-hour time frame, daily and 2-day are currently flashing red, telling me that the bears might be getting into a zone of exhaustion. However, the one thing that is keeping me a tad bit alert over here is none other than the 12-hour volatility reading at 35. Guys, 35 is just super healthy, telling me that if the bears want to take this down a bit further, they actually have the ammo for it. So how far low can XRP go? Well, I for one am going to be looking towards the position manager level on the bi-weekly dynamic support that currently comes in at around $1.95. Now here's the thing, we're around 10 days away from the monthly open, however just 3 days away from the bi-weekly open. So in 3 days, we're going to be getting a lot of information on what happens to XRP next. However, the key level that I want you guys to be looking at is none other than this one right here, the bi-weekly dynamic support. It's been a cyclical indicator that has kept you safe on every single bull run thus far, in the bull market of 2017 as well as the bull market of 2021. So we will be looking at that support level to then figure out the next best actionable move for XRP. For those of you who do not have access to the dynamic indicator, well, the levels coming from around $2.30 going all the way down to $2.19. Now I know that you guys do not want to hear this, but I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I'm here to tell you what's gonna keep you safe. Ultimately, we're here to make money, okay? Not to get married to our bags. But in 3 days, if this candle closes underneath 219, underneath that bi-weekly dynamic support, this is going to be the first telltale sign of bear market territory for XRP. A close under 219. I say brace for further downside, with the next potential downside target coming in at $1.90, which is a good 10% from where price is currently at. Now guys, because there's volatility, that too can turn into opportunity for you. In order to do so, you gotta be price agnostic, you gotta be direction agnostic as well. Yes, you can make money to the upside, everybody knows that, but you can also make money to the downside. And for those of you currently looking to trade the volatility in the market, whether it's to the long side or the short side, well, guess what? There's money at the corner of the room. The BitUnix bonuses are back. All you gotta do is make the deposit, put on just one trade. No, the size does not matter. It could be a $10 trade, and guess what? You get the trading bonus. For a $500 deposit, you get $100. For $1,000, you get $200. For $2,000, you get $400. This could help you put on new trades, add to your existing positions, but more importantly, buffer against losses. That way, if your trade goes south, well, guess what? You're not losing your money, you're losing the house's money first. I will be linking it in the description below, so make sure to take advantage of it. Now, so what are the chances that XRP actually starts seeing a pick-me-up right here? Well, on the monthly time frame, if you look towards the Stokes and the RSI, we're just about putting in a potential bullish divergence on the Stokes, as well as in that same corresponding period, the RSI as well. And guys, your oscillators lining up on a monthly time frame must not be taken lightly. For if it triggers, it can trigger in a very, very big way. And of course, we will be following the XRP trade on the Discord chat, so I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in there. With this, trade safely, trade stress-free, trade the mango way, trade the easy way. Ciao, you guys.